What is going on, everyone? Today we are back at Epcot's International Food and Wine Festival, and today we are trying something new that Disney has started just this year. It's very similar to that the infamous cookie trail, except this year it is Emile's Fromage Montage cheese trail. So basically there are 5 different booths that you need to go to, all with something to do with like cheese basically, and that's what we're going to do today. I think it's going to be fun. Hopefully it's better than the cookie trail at Festival of the Holidays, but who knows, we will see. So first place is here at Next Eats. It is the Impossible Cottage Pie from Earth Eats. So let's go see how it is. Alright, so here at Earth Eats with the Impossible Cottage Pie, we have got Impossible ground meat, which means that it's not real beef, probably, with carrots, mushrooms, peas, topped with mashed cauliflower, white beans, and mozzarella. Looks pretty good. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that if you're doing this little cheese trail, to make sure that you are getting your book stamped. I didn't have a book, I forgot to bring mine, so I just grabbed this one from up there. She stamped it for me, and move on to the next place. But let's try it. It's actually pretty good. It still almost has kind of like that same like shepherd's pie type of feel to it. Even with the Impossible meat, it's still very good. And then you get the nice combination of like the carrots, the mushrooms, the peas, and actually I can really taste the peas the most in there, along with the white beans. The mashed cauliflower really just kind of feels like and tastes like mashed potatoes. And then the mozzarella cheese on top just gives it a little bit more of like a savoriness. It's good. Definitely not like real meat. Obviously doesn't have the same flavor, but I think it's still just as good of a dish. I like it. All right, so something else that I've got here from Earth Eats is the kombucha flight. If you guys don't know, this is actually a slightly alcoholic tea that has been fermented, and it's usually a sweetened or black green tea, and it's supposed to have a lot of health benefits, but they've got a green apple, they've got a pineapple passion fruit, and a ginger lemon. And this is probably something that you might find very weird, and that's why I like to try it, because I like trying weird stuff. So this is the green apple. It's pretty good. It almost has like a vinegar taste to it, which is really weird, and I don't know if that's like from the fermentation, but it's not bad. It's still pretty good. I'm guessing that this is probably the pineapple passion fruit. So this is definitely the pineapple passion fruit. It's good. There's not an overwhelming like sensation or flavor of pineapple and passion fruit to me, but it's still good. It's got that kind of like light fruitiness to it. Last, and it may be least, is the ginger lemon. It's actually not bad. To me, it's almost like a ginger ale, which isn't bad. You can see it's like, it's a little carbonated. It's nice. It's light. These are all light, and they're good. I guess Taylor doesn't like them. She's tried it before, but I like them. I might come back and get them again. On our way into World Showcase, we have stopped here in Mexico. Just grab a couple of cups of water. If you don't know, this is a good place to just kind of stop. You can walk up to the counter and ask for some water. It's free of charge for you, and it's a long walk out around there, so make sure, especially right now during the summer months, that you are stopping and getting water to drink, especially if you're also drinking alcohol, because you can have a meltdown real quick out here in the Florida sun. So if you guys saw our first video from Food and Wine, this was actually a new booth. We actually did all of the new plates, so since we're doing the cheese trail, I'm actually gonna go and see if they'll just stamp my book for me, so I don't have to actually repurchase it, but if I have to repurchase it, I will, so we'll go find out and see. All right, so just so you guys know, they were very unsure about stamping it, even though I'd already gotten it, because I didn't have the receipt. So, but they did give me a stamp, so we're gonna move on to I think we're gonna go to Germany, because the cheese studio is actually all the way back up at the front, and we're gonna get the Schinken Udel, and I don't know. We'll find out. All right, so the third stop on this amazing tree trail. This amazing cheese trail so far is here in Germany for the, apparently it's pronounced Schnudeln, and this is a pasta gratin with ham, onions, and cheese. It actually looks pretty good. It is basically really how it's described. If you ever had a potato gratin, they like take all the potatoes, they slice them very thinly, and then they like layer them all together. Except this was done with pasta instead of, well, potatoes. It's actually really good. This is actually, it's basically just mac and cheese with a little bit of ham and onion in there. That nice like browning of the cheese on top adds a little bit more crunchy like texture to the dish, but it also adds a lot more flavor to it as well. And it's good. This is actually a really good dish. It's basically just literally mac and cheese.
Josh is doing the cheese trail today, but it's really hot, so I decided to get the limoncello margarita, which is exactly the same from Festival of the Arts, and actually not Festival of the Arts, Flower and Garden Festival. This is amazing. It's a huge cup, totally worth your money, and like I said, cheese trail, this has nothing to do with cheese, but it's kind of the color of some cheese, and it melts when it's warm, so I figured it's close enough, right?
So I know that we were supposed to be doing the cheese trail today, but since Taylor went and got a drink that wasn't part of this cheese trail, we are going past Morocco, and I am going to get the chocolate baklava because the pistachio, what was the last one they had?
Pistachio.
Was it pistachio?
Pistachio.
That was amazing. So this one has to be as good, right? So this is the chocolate baklava. It is a rolled phyllo dough with toasted almonds and dark chocolate sauce. It looks really good. I'm super excited about it. I love this dish as like a snack because for me, it's not too overly sweet, and what's really nice too is that the dark chocolate adds a little bit of like a bitterness in there with, you know, instead of it being like a rich milk chocolate, that dark chocolate kind of takes away from that sweetness, and it's really nice. And then you've got the crunch of the almonds in there, and then the dough is cooked very, very nicely. It's nice and light, very flaky. Once again, a home run dish here in Morocco. Love it. This is definitely something I will be back for probably multiple times.
Josh also got the Mimosa Royale, which is sparkling wine and orange juice topped with orange liqueur. So essentially a mimosa with a little additional orange. That is good. I honestly think that would be a really good frozen drink too. Not sure if they really do frozen mimosa, but it would taste amazing. Especially because it's just so hot right now. It's almost hard for these drinks to stay cold. So I gotta drink it quick before it gets warm. But I like it a lot. You really get that sparkling wine flavor in there and the orange. And the orange liqueur is a nice addition to it. It really brings out the brightness and orange flavor in the drink.
So we are right here in Brazil. It's next to Belgium. And part of the cheese trail is the Brazilian cheesy bread. It smells pretty good. Taylor said that I did like this last year, but I felt like I didn't like it last year. It's really, really hot. It's good. It has a nice thick layer of cheese in there. It's very savory. I don't really know what else to say about it. The bun's really not like a bun. It's, I think at one point it was all just full of air, but it has collapsed. So, I mean, it's like a soft and crunchy at the same time. All right, so we have done 4 of the 5 stands so far. We've got one left. It's the Cheese Studio. It's all the way up in the front. And we are currently walking into France, so we have got a plethora of options to choose from as far as drinks before we get there.
Drinks? I've already had 2 drinks.
So I'm debating on either going back to the Appleseed Orchard for another cider flight, or I may stop in the pub and get a cider from in there. So
can't go there. Can't go there.
I don't know what to get.
We finally made it to the end of World Showcase, and we are at the Cheese Studio to get the very last of the 5 dishes you have to purchase in the cheese trail. And Josh does not want to try this cheese souffle because he doesn't really like souffle, so I'm gonna go get it. For the last dish you have to purchase on the cheese trail, I have got the black pepper boursin souffle, and it comes with a fig marmalade. It's a little different presentation than what I was expecting because I'm used to a souffle being in a ramekin, and this is not. It's on a plate, so that's okay though. This actually has really good flavor, and it is very light, like a nice cheese flavor, I mean. The fig marmalade on top actually makes it very sweet, so I actually kind of don't like that part. But the souffle itself, for being at a festival and being basically mass produced for all these people that are coming here, I actually think it's made very well. It's got a nice texture. If you don't know, souffles are made with egg whites that are like whipped. So that's why Josh doesn't like the texture of it, because it's got like, can sometimes have that eggy texture to it. But I think this is really good. I can really taste the cheese in there and the black pepper. I'm definitely kind of avoiding that fig because it just makes it too sweet for me. But if you do like sweet and savory together, then you'd probably like it. But I'm just gonna eat the souffle around the fig.
All right, so we have done everything for Emile's Fromage Montage. We are here in front of Shimmering Sips. I'm going to go get my complimentary cheesecake. Please be better than the cookie from the cookie trail. First reactions, underwhelmed. Like I said, totally and completely underwhelmed. They do add this nice little top to it that says Emile's Fromage Montage with, I'm guessing that's supposed to be maybe ratatouille. I'm not sure. You know what, I grabbed a spoon, but I don't even think I need it. I'm gonna go just all in. All right, now, granted, it has been sitting here in the sun for a few minutes, but it's just not, it's not good. This is, again, a huge miss, once again, for Disney on being able to provide guests with something that could be a lot better, and they give you something like this. So all in all, if you've gone the whole way around the thing, it's 5 different dishes. I didn't calculate it out exactly, but it's at least over $20 because each one is at least $4.25, if not a little bit more. Yeah, I think again, it's a miss. It's very bland. It doesn't have like a good cheesecake flavor. Even like the cheesecake part, like I said, has been sitting out in the sun, but it's very runny. Like it shouldn't be where I can scoop it all out. So I'm not even gonna finish it. Another trail, done. Now I will say this though, that one difference though between the cookie trail during the Festival of Holidays and this trail is that the food options were at least good food options, and they weren't just kind of like pre-made out of a little packaging like the cookies were. So pretty much all of the food options here I think are still good food options to go with. Just don't expect that the prize that you get, which is the complimentary cheesecake, and I understand that it is somewhat complimentary after you've already paid over $20 for all your food options, is not really all that great. You could probably skip it and not have it, but hey, like I said, what we do, I'm always trying to be honest with you guys so that you guys know, and here's what it is. But I will say, as I said, all of the other food options were good except for the complimentary treat. Alright guys, that is going to do it for us here today at Epcot and the Cheese Trail. The nice thing is that you don't actually have to like go out of your way to try the Cheese Trail, because it is a part of a lot of the stuff that already exists. It's not like the cookies where you had to kind of go out of your way to buy the cookies. So let me know, are you guys going to be coming to Epcot to try the Cheese Trail?